Hi, welcome to my video on express as a power of. Express as a power of 2. That means raise it to the base of 2. Some examples. The square root of 2, that's understood to be a 2 and a 1, so that's 2 to the 1 over 2. And the cube root of 2, that's a 1, so that's 2 to the 1 over 3. Remember, we're using the rule for converting exponentials is we have a base, we have an m and an n, so that's b to the m over n. That's the conversion. And 8, we need a base of 2. 8 is 4 times 2, which is 2 times 2 times 2. 8 is 2 cubed, so that's 2 to the 3 over 7. D, 1 over, so that's 1 over 2 to the 1 quarter, because that's 2 is raised to the 1, so that's a 1 quarter. And because we have a 1 over, so that's 2 to the negative 1 quarter. Now we have 2 square root 2, so the square root, the 2 outside makes it a 4 on the inside, because the square root of 4 is 2. And the 4 is 2 times 2 times 2, so that's 2 cubed. The exponent, or sorry, the radical is a square root, so it's a 2, so that's 2 to the 3 over 2. 16 to the 1/5, 16 is 4 times 4, which is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So 16 is 2 to the 4 to the 1/5 power. Power of a power we multiply. So that's 2 times 2 raised to the 4 over 5. Because we're multiplying 4 over 1 times 1 over 5. And we want a base 2, so that's 2 to the x over 6 as an exponent, x over 6. We need a base 2, so 32 is 2. 32 is 4 times 8. 4 is 2 squared. 8 is 2 cubed. So 32 is 2 to the 5 because we add. So that's 2 to the 5 x to the power of x plus 3. Because it's the power of power, we multiply. 5 times x is 5x. 5 times 3 is 15. Which means we have as a power of 2, or a base 2. 1 quarter is 1 over 2 squared, x to the x minus 6. 1 over 2 squared is 2 to the negative 2, x minus 6. And we have a power of power, so negative 2 times x, negative 2x, negative 2 times negative 6, 12. And we have the base is 2, so because the base is 2 and we're dividing, we subtract the exponents. And the common denominator for 3 and 2 is 6. So 3 into 6 goes 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 into 6 goes 3. 3 times 1 is 3. So that is subtract. 6 is the denominator. 4 minus 3 is 1. So 2 to the 1/6. And notice we have different... we can't multiply these because there are different roots, so we have to convert them first. So let's change them to, that's the cube root. 4 is 2 squared. 6 root of 2 is okay. So we still can't multiply them because that's the cube root and that's the 6th root. So let's change them to exponentials. 2 to the 2/3 times 2 to the 1/6. And because we're multiplying with the same basis, we will add the exponents. And the common denominator for 3 and 6 is 6. 3 into 6 goes 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 6 is the common denominator. 1/6 is 1/6. And because the bases are, because the exponents have the same denominators, 4 plus 1 is 5. So it's 5 over 6 2 to the 5 over 6 when you simplify. Notice you can't multiply these because they're not the same root, so we have to convert them to an exponential and then work it through with the exponential by adding the exponents. Now we have more practice expresses the power of 2. So what you can do now is pause your video and work each of these out beforehand to see if you get them right. Here I go. The fourth root of 8 we need as a base 2, so 8 is 2 cubed. So that's 2 to the 3 quarters. And the seventh root of 4, 4 is 2 squared, so that's 2 to the 2 over 7. And we have a 4 outside, so the 4 outside makes it, as the cube root, 4 outside makes it 4 cubed times 2. Because the cube root of 4 cubed is 4, so we have to bring 4 cubed in. And that makes it, there we go, that's the cube root. 4 is 2 squared cubed times 2. And that's 2 to the 6th times 2. And that's a 1, so that's 2 to the 7. When you multiply, you add the exponents. So that's 2 to the 7 over 3 when you raise it to the power of 2. So notice you just follow along with your exponent rules. 32 to the x, 32 is 2 to the 5 raised to the x power. So that's 2 to the 5x because you multiply. And remember, 32 is 4 times 8. 4 is 2 times 2. 8 is 2 times 2 times 2. So you see it's 2 to the 5. And 1 over the fifth root. 16 is 4 times 4, which is 2 times 2. 4 is 2 times 2, so 16 is 2 to the 4. So that's 1 over 2 to the 4 over 5. And because you have a 1 over, you have a negative exponent, 2 to the negative 4 over 5. And we want a base of 2, but this is a half, so 2 is 2 to the negative 1. That's a 1 on the bottom. So 1 over 2 to the 1 is 2 to the negative 1. So negative 1 times negative x is x. Negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. So that's as a base of 2. And we have just 2 to the 12x divided by 6. So that's 2 to the 2x. Again, we want a base of 2. The base is 2. And we want a base of 2, so we're multiplying. We can't multiply these, so we have to convert them to exponentials. So that's 2, that's a 1, so that's a 1 quarter. That's the cube root of 2. 4 is 2 squared. So that's 2 to the 1 quarter times 2 to the 2/3. Now we have exponentials, we're multiplying, so we add. So 2 to the 1 quarter plus 2/3. So common denominator for 4 and 3 is 12. 4 into 12 goes 3. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 into 12 goes 4. 2 times 4 is 8. And because we're multiplying, we're adding these exponents. Notice, common denominator is 12, and 3 plus 8 is 11. So 2 and 11 over 12. Okay, let's continue. Let's do some more practice. We want to express as a power or base of 2. So that's the 8th root. 32 is 2 to the 5 divided by the square root of 2. That's 2 to the 5 over 8 divided by square root. That's a 2 and that's a 1 understood. So that's 2 to the 1/2. Same base of 2. And because we're dividing, we subtract. So that's 2. Common denominator is 8. So 1/2 is 4. So that's 2 to the 1/8 as a power of 2. Number 10, we need a base of 2 or power of 2. Let's see, 64 is 2 to the 6 to the 1 over 7. Now notice that 64 is 8 times 8. 8 is 2 cubed, and we add, we get a 6. So 64 is 2 to the 6 times the 7th root of 8 is 2 cubed. So we have a power here, power of a power, so that's 2. So 6 over 1 times 1 over 7 is 6 over 7 times 2 to the 3 over 7. And because we're multiplying with like bases of a 2, we add 6 over 7 plus 3 over 7 is 2 to the 9 over 7. And number 11, we need a base of 2. So 1/4 is 1 over 2 squared. Write down the exponent, power. So 1/4 is 1 over 2 squared, which is 2 to the negative 2. And we have a power of a power, so we're multiplying these, so I'll write that up right here. So that's 2, and that's negative 2 times negative 2 plus 3 over 2. And we cancel, so the 2 once, 2 and that is negative 1. So negative 1 times negative x is x, negative 1 times plus 3 is negative 3. So 2 to the x minus 3. And number 12, we have to simplify the inside the brackets by PEMDAS. We have 3 over 24. 3 into 3 goes once. 3 into 24 goes 8. And inside the bracket, the square root of 16 is 4. So we did the inside the brackets. Now we have to do the 1/8. So 1/8 is 1 over 2 cubed. 4 is 2 squared raised to the half. And we keep going. We got 1 over 2 cubed is 2 to the negative 3. And right here, we power of a power of multiply, so it's 2. Negative 3 times x, negative 3x. Negative 3 times negative 1 is 3. And because we're power of a power, 2's cancel, we get 2 to the 1. And we're we're dividing, so we subtract the exponents, so that's 2, negative 3x plus 3 minus 1. So that's 2 to the negative 3x plus 2. Working out the rules, explaining the exponential rules of when you multiply, you add, when you divide, you subtract, and the power of power, you multiply. That brings us to the end. If you like my video, click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, and visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content. And that's the content that's on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you for viewing my video. Bye-bye.